Hey race fans, Alex Weaver here following an exciting race at Martinsville. We're now going to welcome in our championship winning crew chief, Cole Pearn. Cole, you hit the nail on the head again. I'm tired of you being right, but you also gave a nice little salute to the haters. Martin Truex Jr. in the 19 gets the win at Martinsville, goes back to back.
Yeah, a little sleepy today. Maybe had a few party beverages last night, but yeah, just super stoked for those guys. I mean, when you have a change like that, everyone's like, "Oh, when are you going to win? When are you going to win? When are you going to win?" And you just have all this pressure on you, and for them to get over the hump and get that win, I think it's just a great feeling for them. I'm so excited for them to get that, and especially get at Martinsville. I mean, now to go back to back there is pretty awesome.
I'm impressed that you still have a voice left, or you're not hungover, or, following those days after celebrating. But Martin obviously said it at the end in his Victory Lane interview when he did with Fox, that he talked about working so hard at these short tracks to try and be good. From a crew chief perspective, what does that mean, that you just kind of have to keep chipping away at these short tracks? And now Martin's looking like an ace at them.
Yeah, it just takes time to get good at the short tracks. It's just you go into a race weekend, you get 20, you maybe run a 20 lap, 30 lap run in practice is a long run. And then you're going to go run 100 to 150 laps in the race. So it's really hard to know whether you're getting better in practice or not. It's the race to race that you have to evaluate off of. And you try something a little bit different one time, and then you evolve on that and you evolve on it. And it just takes continuity and time. And I think that's just what you're seeing with Martin is, you're finding the little things that he needed to be good there. And then you grow on that and you grow on it. And then boom, you got, 4 short track wins in the last year and a half.
Everybody loves a good cold take, so let's get straight into it. I want you to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down in your opinion on this. Let's first get into the new tire at Martinsville, because it allowed for some different racing on track. Thumbs up or thumbs down from CP?
Yeah, thumbs up for sure. I think the new package comboed with the new tire was great. I think we saw different stage winners. A different guy won the race. There was comers and goers the whole time. We kind of talked about that, leading into this race. So to have it actually play out that way was great to watch.
The conversation has mostly been about Team Penske and Hendrick Motorsports as of late, but Joe Gibbs Racing, don't forget about them. So do you think that Penske or HMS is the team to beat for a championship?
Tough to call. I mean, obviously the Penske cars were strong last night, but they're always strong in Martinsville. So it's hard to know. I mean, HMS is going back to its 2008 notes, so they won the championship that year. So maybe they'll break the wing out and whip everybody up the rest of the year. We'll see.
Yeah, I want to be like another team. We'll revisit 2008 here in a minute. All right, so round of 8 finale preview for Martinsville, because that race we already know is going to be insane. But what can you take from what we ran here in June, now looking ahead to what's going to determine the championship for later in the year?
Yeah, spring to fall is always a little bit different, but I think for these guys not having any practice with the new tire, new rules, everybody will be a lot better come the fall. I think everyone will be able to look at what they did wrong and what they needed to do to be better. So we talked about it going into last week. Don't be flipped out if your team doesn't have a good weekend. It'd be easy situation to miss it. And now they got some notes. They got some actual data to look over to get better for the fall. So I think you could easily see a different running order come the fall.
James Small, his first win as a crew chief for the 19 team at Martinsville, and he's following in your footsteps with the T-shirt atop the pit box. But I want you to grade his celebration, because he got a little more excited than you used to.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, I just think all the pressure that he's been under, and when I took over, Martin had like the worst year in his career. So if we did anything good, he looked like a hero. And then he's taken over a team, that won 7 races last year, and everybody expects you to be, stronger out of the box. But I mean, James is an awesome guy. Pretty cool to see an Australian win a cup race as a crew chief. He's one of the few Australians that probably doesn't use his accent to hit on your wife at the bar kind of guy. So strong moral fiber. So pretty stoked to see him get that win.
I saw a lot of tweets last night talking about that they would listen to him talk. So they must like the accent here in NASCAR too. All right, let's get into some social takes. You gave a little endorsement to Ryan Blaney's Tinder profile. What was this all about?
Oh, I just, obviously Ryan Blaney has a little bit of reputation as a ladies' man. So I think, that quarter panel shape couldn't have been any more perfect. I know we talked about it even last week, like going to Martinsville, aero really matters. I think you noticed that with how much slower the lap times were this time compared to last year's package. So to have that nice, kind of banana shape, in the right rear quarter panel the way it was definitely not hurting them. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'm going to let you take that one. I'm not touching that one. You mentioned it earlier about 2008. You had some thoughts on teams going back to 2008. It was a long time ago.
I had to back that up and re-listen to it to make sure I heard that right. Because man, 2008, that's 12 years ago. So I don't know what they'd be looking at other than to make sure the door number was the same or something. I don't even know what you could learn from 2008.
Were you even a crew chief in 2008? No.
Heck no. No, I was a race engineer. So yeah, I mean, yeah, way different world.
Yeah, let's not look at 2008 notes. Coming up next, we have Homestead-Miami Speedway. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend with 4 races on that track, but we have to look forward to the Cup Series running there on Sunday. After those 3 races ahead of time, what is Homestead going to be like? We're used to seeing guys run the wall, but it's tricky there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot different this year. I mean, you have the time change is different now, being running in the summer on daylight savings time versus running in the fall. Obviously, we're running close to summer solstice, so the sun's up way longer. So I think teams will really have to focus on what made them good in the day in the fall, not so much what happens at the end of the race under the lights. So I think obviously the track will be less grip, so that element will be different. But definitely, I don't think we'll see the transition this race that we normally see in the fall race.
We see a lot of guys in the Xfinity Series run so close to that wall, and they can make contact with it, whereas you can't do that in the Cup Series. So walk me through that high lane and what that's going to look like for guys in the Cup Series, because if you hit that wall and make a drastic dent in your car, your day's pretty much done.
Yeah, I think it'd be a tough commitment to say that you're going to go down there and run the wall in the Cup race. I mean, you're going to have, it's going to be the 4th race of the weekend. And I think those Xfinity cars do a really good job of messing up that top groove for the Cup cars. I mean, they've got flat sides on them, composite bodies. They can just run so much closer to that wall and eat up that last little bit of gray and clean track that's up there. And then a Cup car, you got the wheel wells on them. And if you get up that close, you're going to crinkle a fender and you're probably going to be done. So I think committing to the wall, for the Cup race would be a risky strategy. I think Xfinity race, yeah, I think that's still the way to go.
Cole, how weird was it not to be able to celebrate at Martinsville?
It was weird. Yeah, definitely. But talked to all the guys and, FaceTimed them with them last night. So that was sweet. So definitely a little bit different celebrating with my wife on the couch, having a beer with her instead of being with the guys. So a little bit different vibe, but still fun nonetheless.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say congratulations to you too, because I know you still are very active with that team and talking to them a lot. So thanks for joining us here and breaking it down. And we look forward to Homestead coming up at 3:30 on Sunday. Fox, you don't want to miss.